Hello everyone. Welcome to Patrick Barfi Show. Today we're going to talk about the topic of the week, which is how to pay off student loan fast. How to pay off student loans fast. It looks as yeah, we're still on student loan, and we've been talking a lot about how to be able to go to school for free, go to college for free, and all that. But there are other people that have already in student loan debt already. So what happened to those folks also? What it is there are other ways that we can also take care of the loans we've already taken. And that is what we're going to discuss about today. It's kind of shocking to me when sometimes I get a call or, I talk to somebody and be like, I do have, I took some loans or I took some debt, a couple of years or a few years back. And, um, it's eating us up or it's eating me up, making a lot of payment and it's taking a chunk out of my paycheck. And I want that debt to go away, meaning they want that debt to vanish without making, payment, or sometimes they want to pay less than what they took, or, the whole thing is they want it to vanish. They don't want to pay again. And I wish I have the magic. I can do something, I can do some magic for that debt or your student loan to go away. There's nothing like that. What it is actually, when you take loans, you pay more because you've made this obligation to these financial institutions that you're going to pay and pay, interest. So they're expecting that, and especially when it comes to student loans, uh, there's nothing you can do. It's either the other loans sometimes you can uh, file for bankruptcy or whatever. Maybe you start paying and it go to your credit and destroy your credit and all that, which I don't recommend all that. But when it comes to student loan, there's nothing like that. It's either you are dead or you're still paying. Yes. So when we're making this kind of, when we're taking this kind of, we're taking loans or student loan or that, we have to start thinking about those things, especially, parents that take the STEM plus loans. When these kids are done with school and they are gone, you are hooked forever. I keep on saying that because I know I've talked to so many people that are in the same situation or the same boat. They took loans for their kids. When they're done, they're gone, and they are still paying. And because of that, some of them can't even save, for retirement and all that, because they are still taking care of these loans. So share these videos and share the other ones that I posted, so that it will go around and let people know that we will go to school, but we can go for free. We don't have to get any athletic or academic scholarships to be able to go to school for free, or just all we have to do is take loan. No, there are other scholarships that I've talked about on the other videos. So now we are on the 10 of we are talking about how to pay off student loans fast. So we've already taken the loans, and how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? Like I said, there are ways of paying it off. And it's, we have to, if you really, really are serious and want to get rid of it, yeah, you can do that. So let's see. Uh, Let me see how we can try to see. Okay, so how to pay off your student loan fast. Uh, we pay more than the minimum payment. That's the only way. The fastest way is to pay more than the minimum payment. Somebody will say this is not uh, uh, it's not strange, because yes, if you owe and you pay more, definitely it goes down. Number two, we get on budget, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to explain it a little bit. Cut back your spending, increase your income, refinance your loan, only if it makes sense. I think I will elaborate a little bit about that. Only if it makes sense. And avoid income-driven repayment. Most people are in this situation. Don't bank on student loan forgiveness, and make payment of your student loan a priority. So these are some of the uh, things that I think we can do to it can help us to be able to take care of all these things. Okay, so let's start with the first one. No, what it is like I said, there's no. I wish I can do some magic for all these things to go. So you have to, if you put more on your payment, what it is it lets your payment goes down. And if you're really serious, you can go ahead and do that. Start doing that. Any amount that you put on there can help. If you do have, let's say, if you have multiple loans, some folks have multiple loans, about maybe 20. Some even have like 20. Then what you do is you can put them in one way, like the snowball type, whereby you can put it together. Sorry, you can go from the smallest to the biggest, and I'll explain that. So let's say even, let me see, I have something here. Maybe I can share it. The more you put down, the more money you put on it, the faster it goes, right? So I'm trying to see if I can get this. Okay, good. So I get this here. So okay, this is fine. So let's say you have 38,000, which is probably like average student loan that a person might owe. If you have it 38,000 with a rate of 5.8%, and it's a 10-year loan, you probably be paying about 418. Probably be paying about 418, right? So 418, if by the time you're done paying, you're probably paying about 50,000. So when you look at 50,000, that means you put in about 12,000 as interest. Let's just put about 20% of 418. So when we put, let's say we add more, extra for 20%. Extra 20% is going to give us about, it's just $84. When we add it to it, it's going to be 502. And when we do 502, we pay the loan off in 8 years. And when we pay the loan off in 8 years, that means we've saved about 2,700. So instead of us paying the 50,000, we probably be paying about 48. So what about if you do more? If you do more, then that means it's going to go down. So the fastest way of paying off student loan is putting more on it. If you're trying to stay on the same way, the 10 year, let's say it's 10 years, and you stay on the 10 years, you'll be there forever, and it takes a while. Another thing that we have to be cautious of is also when you pay off this loan, and when you pay in extra, you have to let them know. Because what it is if you pay extra, they will push the next due date back, which is not going to help you to pay it off earlier. So what you do is you have to let them know that they should put it on the current balance. Whatever balance you have, they put it on there so that you still maintain your due date. That is how fastest it can. That's how it's going to help you, pay it off faster. So these are some of the things that we can help. It can help us to be able to do that. The next thing is we have to be on budget, right? Being on budget is that means you're in control of your money. If you are in control of your money, you know what is going on. So at this point, we're trying to search and look and see how we can come up with extra money, because any extra money that we get is going to go into this, right? It's going to go into that paying of the debt. And we know, usually, I think we've talked about it several times on here, that when you start doing budget, if you're not doing it and you start doing it, all of a sudden you get a raise, because it makes you focus on how much you're spending, how much is coming in, how much is going out, and all of a sudden things change, and you start having something. You have a buffer that you can put on this loan. So let's say if you do your budget and there's nothing going on, everything is everything is fine, you still didn't have enough to be able to throw into this debt, then what you have to do is we have to make sure we cut spending, right? And remember, this is not for your whole life, throughout your life. This is for a season. So you have to cut spending. And there are so many things that you can cut these days, right? We all know cables and all that. Some of us, we have the same thing. We have cable, we have this, this Amazon Prime, and all do the same thing. So for a season, you can cut this down. Look, only 80%, only 20%, or let's say $84. And it saved us about 2,000, almost 2,700 interest. So if we can do more, we'll be able to put more on there and pay it quicker. So we cut spending, and I will go even further saying, hey, if you do budget and you still have wiggle room that you can throw on there. If you can cut spending and add it to make it more, so that the more you put in, the faster it goes, right? What about if, yeah, I know I've already cut spending, doing everything, and it's fine. Then we have to increase our income. That's the fourth one. We have to increase our income. These days we have we have so many side hustles that we can do that can bring us a little bit something more. So let's say if I want to put extra $100 on it, right? So I have come up with maybe $100, and I have extra $100 coming in a week. That makes it 400 a month. Then I have extra 100, so 500. So let me see if I can hold on. Let me see if I can come back here and see if I can bring this to. Okay, so let me see. Just trying to see if I can. So we go on the debt snowball, like I said. So I bring in extra 500, extra 500. So now we're doing debt snowball because, like I said, some of us, we have student loans that are have about 20 of them. So I just picked like just four student loans. The first one is 500. Second one is 22,500, 7,000, and 10,000. So we do the first one. We bring in an extra 500. And this is what we're making every payment. This is the form of example of the snowball. So we have all these student loan, but what it is together, they put it together, and now we are paying 418, like we just did. So we are paying 418 extra. But when you break it down, it's like maybe 50, 63, 134, and 98. You know what I mean? So we put all together, then you pay as a one. What you should do is, even though you pay your single one, like you pay the 418, you also bring in extra 500. So what you do is the first, and you make 50 payments. So you make $50, you add it to the 500, and the first month, that small payment is gone. Student loan number one is gone. Now we go to number two. Since we have 550, we're going to add it to the 630. So let me go down here. So we add it to 630. 550 to 63. So it's going to be 613. And the 613, we throw into the next one, and within a short time, that student loan is also gone. Then we are still doing our monthly payment, right? The 418, we're still doing that. Then we go to the 7,001. Now we put all together what we have, and the 748 we throw into that. 10 months is gone. So within a short time, within a period of 27 months, we got 20,000 gone. All our student loan is gone. So this is just a gist of the smallest, what we can do. So if you have a bigger one, you might want to try to bring in extra income, and it's going to help you do that. So yeah, we have ways you can pay all these student loans. You don't have to make sure you don't have to sit on it. I know, when you look at it, it's a period of 10 to 30 years that people sit on these student loan for a long time. So don't say you can't do that. Like I said, I always say we have to change our mindset. It's very important we change our mindset, because that is what is driving us. If you don't change our mindset, if you are still around people that think you die with student loan, that they still think student loan is something that you don't have to pay, or you have to always continue paying all the time. No, that is not true, because what it is anytime it's taking a chunk from your paycheck, and also you're paying interest on them. So you want to get rid of those things. You want to get rid of student loan, and also move on with your life. Don't let it sit like a pet. It's always going to be there. No, don't do that. So the next one, the fourth one is don't sign up for repayment. There are so many people that go through um, that process. It's actually, let's talk about this first. Refinancing. What it is people refinance. They think refinance is good, and they go ahead and just refinance it. Actually, to be able to refinance a student loan, there are process that you have to make sure those you are going through that before you refinance it. Don't just refinance it, because some refinances are bad. To be honest, some refinances are bad. Sometimes if you just think about it, I just go consolidate everything and just refinance and just move on. No, to be able to refinance, we need few things that might be on our side. Few things that we think might be on our side. before we have to refinance. So let's see. The first one is we should refinance if it is 100% free. You don't have to pay for anything, because sometimes when you refinance, the amount of money that uh, you paying for the refinance, let's say probably like maybe a closing cost or whatever, is too much. And when you put everything together, it doesn't make sense. So make sure you're not paying for it's 100% free. And number two, make sure you're getting a lower rate. A lower rate, meaning if my interest rate is 5.8, maybe I'm getting 5, or even sometimes when you get in 5 and you calculate, it still doesn't make sense. So make sure you are getting a sizable lower rate. That is going to be good. And let's make sure the next thing is you keep fixed rate or trade your variable rate for a fixed rate. Some student loans are variable. That means anytime the interest, it's not fixed. So anytime interest is going up, yes, it's also going up. It goes back and forth. And usually when you're in that situation, you want to make sure you refinance it and make sure you put in a fixed rate. And if you are in a fixed rate, don't go back to variable. So make sure you keep a fixed rate. Interest is going to be kept. The fixed rate is going to be kept. And also if it's variable, also they're changing the variable to a fixed rate. Okay, so these are some of the things that we have to make sure we have. We don't have to sign up for a longer repayment period. You see, when what people think is, oh, I refinance it. I was paying 500. Now I'm paying 400. So I'm winning. No, the longer you stretch, usually on loans, most of the time, when you stretch it, you pay more on interest, because remember, if you were supposed to spend 10 years to pay for it, now you're making it 15 years. And sometimes, even if you're getting a lower interest rate than what you had, you're still paying more. So you have to make sure you're not signing for longer repayments. You're not signing for longer repayment. That is number 5. Number 5, you do not need a co-sign. When you're signing and a co-sign and all that, that is too hectic. It brings a lot. It's too much. Don't do that. And you haven't recently declared bankruptcy, that's why, and it actually motivates you to pay off your student loan faster, right? This is a cutoff. That is why it's there. So these are some of the things you have to make sure you are within there. That's why you have to do a refinance. I know some people will just refinance, then they just go. Make sure you read the blueprint, read everything, and make sure you have all these things before you refinance. Because if you have a loan and you're doing it the way I'm telling you to do it, it changes it. It brings it forward a little bit. And also, and we know when it brings it forward a little bit, you probably be paying it faster and not losing money, or paying saving interest saving interest money on there. So, and the next one, number 6, is to avoid income-driven repayment. I think we will just make a video for this particular one, because there are so many people that are looking into that idea that the income driven repayment is a good for them. It's a good thing for them. What it is that income driven payment, it makes you stay on a lower job for a while. I know some people that they can go out there and make 100, 150. And because of this lower repayment, income-driven repayment, they are taking jobs that are paying them like 80 for 20 years. So if you can make 150 and you're taking a job that is making you 80, you do that for 10 years, that means you are losing about 700,000. So we have to reconsider all these things. Sometimes you have to just get out of these things and go make make more income and pay that thing off. Because if you, let's say you owe about 150, 200, and because you want to be in a income driven repayment, putting in a job that is paying you lower than your value, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So we have to avoid those things, and you have to make your calculations and see if this is something that is going to help you. Number 3, do not bank on student loan forgiveness. We all know what happened. People that were crying so loud for this payment, people that were crying so loud that Biden is going to forgive them, and all that. I said this when it started. I was like, these Republicans will not allow this to happen, especially if you have issue going on and that issue hasn't been solved. You cannot, because they continue to make student student loans, how can they take care of the one that is already gone? That won't happen. So if they say, hey, student loan is stopped, then we have hope that the ones that are already taken can be taken care of. But without that, I don't think it was going to happen. And that's exactly that what happened. So we have to make sure we are not basing on that. And even the student, those forgiveness also, they have sometimes when you look at the number of people, you go through all this and wait for this while and look at the percentage that get forgiven. It's about I think it's less than 2% when you look at the people that apply and the ones that are forgiven. So you don't want to be in that situation whereby you wait for that long and you still don't make the forgiveness. So make sure you do that and take off. And the last one is make payment of your student loan a priority. Folks, if you are really, really serious, you can do this. Get out of that mindset that student loan is there till you die. No, whilst it's there, you're still paying because we all know the situation. You pay, or either you're dead, else you're paying. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if you file bankruptcy, you cannot avoid student loan. If you have it in there, it's still going to come back to you. So if you're really serious, go through the steps gradually, and you'll be able to do it. Make sure um, you increasing your income. I would say do all that. Increase your income, cut spending, and increase your income, cut spending, so that you put more money on it. Go through your budget, whatever you can get. Also, you put it on there, and refinance when it makes sense. Only refinance when it makes sense. You don't want to pay more money when you refinance it, paying for money, and also making the loan longer. No, you don't want to do that. So make sure all these are put in place and you'll be fine, and avoid income driven repayment. That's where, like I said, that's where I think we have to make a video about this and explain it one after the other, because people are losing money because of that, because people can easily go out there and make more money, and they are sitting in this low paying job because of just student loan payment, because they are not thinking through. Because if I can make 150 and I'm still sitting at somewhere making 70 because of this for 20, 10 years before I'll be forgiven, it doesn't make sense. I'm losing money already. And don't bank on forgiveness. Do not, especially what just happened. Just go ahead and make your payment. Put extra on it, and let's make it a priority. And it's going to be nice when you pay it off, because getting out of your student is good. Hey, yes, you can email me on the following information, or you can text me. And also, not just about student loan. If you have any question about finance, we are here to help. And also, if you have any information you can add to this, you can add it to the group, or you can post it also there. Uh, there's a lot when it comes to student loan, and there's a different mindset about how we have to take loans and we have to do all this, and that simply none of them is true. And also, just let it be there till we die. It's not also true. You can pay it off. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're ready to do it, you will be doing that. And when you look at the process, you can easily pay it off within a shorter period of time. So let's be on this. And if you have a student loan, if you have a student plus loan and all that, make sure you be on it. Especially, yeah, we don't have time. If I had time, I was going to go through how you can go through the process, how you can pay it and all that. They have calculators for the student loan, then that you can plug in stuff and see how it goes. I think if I have time, I'm going to post that calculator on there for people to go through and see how fast they can pay. So share this. Let's send this out. Make people aware that we can pay off our student loan. We don't have to be sitting on our student loan. We don't have to make student loan like a pet that is always there. Let's send it out. Share this. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Patrik Barfi. I have good content about student loan, about all finances actually. And also follow me on Instagram, which is Patrik_Barfi, and Facebook is Patrik Barfi. Let's spread it. Let's spread it. Let's spread it. Share, share, share. Subscribe, follow. So we're going to talk about the next time we meet. We will be talking about. I think we're still around student loan or that. I haven't checked it out, but we'll see where we'll go from here. But so I will let you guys go. And before we go, make sure you spend wisely, save intentionally, and give, 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 give. Your boy Patrik Barfi. Peace.